I'm not in the kitchen naked. I don't burst into their rooms naked. I don't force them to be naked. I'm just not afraid to be naked in my bathroom. And if they walk in while I'm having a shower, I don't shriek and reach for the towel and say, no, no, get out. You can't see me naked. I feel that it is better to be sort of relaxed, and if they are comfortable in that environment.
How do you teach them about boundaries? So my children, when they walk into the bathroom...
How old are your kids, Jessica?
6, 5 and 3. Now, with the 6-year-old, already she knows her boundaries. She knows that when she goes to the toilet, that's private time. And when she walks into me, I don't shriek. I'm like, get out. I'm like, Poppy, I'm just on the toilet. Do you mind leaving me for a few minutes? And she will do. Whereas Olive and Hattie, they're kind of getting this. They know when the bathroom door's closed, it's closed because it's private.
It's an age thing as well, isn't it? Because, of course, when the children are very little, you don't close and lock the bathroom door, do you? Because you want to have access to them and then to come and get you.
Yeah.
So was there a moment when you thought, oh, now I...
For me, it's kind of, I lead it the way they lead it. So Poppy likes her privacy. So when she's there, and also the girls, that they don't... If they walk in on naked, I'm like, oh, girls, I'm just getting ready, and I cover myself up. But I teach them body confidence through talking about my body confidence.
I think, Marina, you're concerned that you don't want to teach them that there's a sense of shame about their body.
Be embarrassed about their body, or
but
feel
again,
that it should be covered up.
Can you not teach them to talk about the bodies rather than flaunt the bodies? Like
we're not flaunting my body. If they walk in while I'm in the shower, I'm not flaunting my body.
No,
but I think if you have a conversation, you know this as a mum. If you sit down and say to your kids, you must not take drugs, you must not do this, that conversation doesn't really go in. If you can set an example and say, you know, I'm not afraid of my body, and that's why you shouldn't be ashamed of your body, it's a much more powerful conversation.
I teach them, I'm not afraid of my body. If they walk, I'm like, oh, I'm just getting ready. I'm teaching them then about privacy and about boundaries. The way I teach them, me and my little girl's like, Mummy, why have you got such a big bottom? I'm like, do you know what? I like my bum's great, and it grows. And I explain to them that's what happens when their bodies, well, when they grow up, the bodies change and they grow. And I want them to be comfortable talking to me about the bodies. I don't want them going to the friend's house and getting naked. I know you let your little girl bath with other children. To me, one of my friends had a really, really bad experience where it turns out one of her friend's dad was a paedophile, and it was just horrific. So for me, I'd rather keep my children safe.
Well, that's an interesting point, I think, Marina, because, Marina, I think we're in a strange world, aren't we, at the moment, where we're surrounded by institutions, places we suspect, with all sorts of allegations of sexual harassment, concern over paedophiles. Children are taught very young in school, sex education. They're also taught about paedophiles more than certainly I was when I was little. So is it quite a difficult balance to, if you're very open and you're their main experience of an adult and you're very open and naked, is it then quite hard for them to sort of sense when they should be private and not be seeing people naked?
Yeah, listen, I think when you say very open, I don't think I'm very open. I think the fact that I'm naked when I'm in my bathroom and in my bedroom, I don't think that's very open. I am not a nudist. I am not in the kitchen naked. But I think being naked, not showing that you're not ashamed of your body, and also having the sex talk, which is what I talked about in my article, openly from an early age, and not having one talk, but having a lifetime of conversations. It opens that door so that you know, the NSPCC have a huge campaign about talking about what parts of your private, but the key part of that is initiating the conversation, showing your children that you're not afraid to talk about it.
You can teach your children about body confidence through talking to them, through educating them, but again, in the way that's age appropriate for them.
But also, Marina, I think you raise an interesting point about, and I'm not sure if this was in your article, but the idea that social media shows our children ideal women's bodies. And the fact of the matter is, most of us do not look like those women on social media. So, you know, part of your thing is to say this is actually what a woman's body looks like.
And quite frankly, unless they see their parents naked, I mean, I don't think they're really going to see any other naked bodies in this culture. I was just in Austria for a week, and I was staying in a hotel where there was a spa, and there was a no textile area, so no clothes allowed. And obviously, children weren't allowed in this sauna. But it makes me realise that in the UK, we have a very different culture and attitude towards nudity than most of the rest of Europe. And then if you look at sort of healthy attitudes to sex, you look at the teenage pregnancy rate, it is much higher here than it is in the rest of Europe.
But again, surely there should be conversations you have with your children. You can teach body confidence.
It's a point, though, isn't it, that the image you might see of a naked person as a young person
But again,
today is a perfect model, is a perfect performer.
And this is a way of showing, not telling.
But again, you're not really showing your child about body image. You're showing your child about yours and Ben's body image. So again, that's not a true representation of what all women look like, of what all men look like. No. And you've got a good body, girl.
Thank you. But you know, actually, my body isn't perfect. It is scarred. It is stretch marked. My boobs don't look like any other boobs I've ever seen in a magazine. And I think that's what I'm talking about. I talk about imperfection. My daughter has a big birthmark on her arm, and because I've celebrated imperfection, I say to them, you know, I have the ugliest cesarean scar, and on the one hand I hate it, but on the other hand I love it, and I tell that to my children because it's where they came out of. And as a result, my daughter said to me the other day, you know what, Mummy, my birthmark is my favourite part of my body, and she could so easily feel insecure about that. And I feel that with me being honest and me having the opportunity to say, you know what, my body's not perfect, but I love the imperfections and it works, and that's what I'm celebrating.
Do you have to, like, outwardly show all imperfections? Like, I've got imperfections in my body, and like my children have seen them. But again, the key thing for me is boundaries. How you teach
your children boundaries.
But again,
by having
how would you feel then? How would you feel if your little girl went to your friend's house and her dad's walking around naked? Oh, this is okay.
Absolutely no, because I've had that conversation with her.
How well do you know the parents? That the parents' dad could be a paedophile. It could be anything.
You can't grow.
No, I know you can't
condition your children not to go on play dates. Be careful, they're not a paedophile.
No, but when they're so little, surely you should be saying, look, what you keep covered up in a swimming pool is private.
I have that conversation with them.
But how would you feel then if they did go there? Because this does happen. And if they did go there and their dad was a paedophile, but because you've normalised it at your house, they think it's normal to see that.
Well, it's another valid point, but it's such an interesting debate, and you know, it has, you know, people getting in touch all the time with a view on it. Body confidence, boundaries. Thanks both very much indeed.